Hello space peeps. I am here today to show you my latest creation that I've been working on for the past few days. Check out this beastie. This is what I call a super heavy fighter. Designed with one thing in mind: carry as many weapons as possible into battle, survive, and return. This thing is built with entirely heavy armor blocks. Now all the blocks themselves are vanilla, however the weapons are from popular mods. This is a development build, so this is the current development build, which is soon to become stable. So probably by the time a lot of you download this off the workshop, and I'm going to put this on the workshop, it's going to be my first workshop creation. I'm going to upload it and share it. I usually don't build things this epic. You can see by the look of this place, it's not very aesthetic, but I put extra time into this to make it like really kick-ass. So let's get to the good stuff. I have, as you can see, this is just one giant gun. We're going to start with, actually let's start with the vanilla stuff. I'm going to go ahead and put the UE back on so you can see what I'm pointing at. 4 vanilla Gatling guns. We all know what those do. Then we have 6 scatter cannons, which is from a mod. I will include links to the mod in the video, and we'll mention it on the workshop. So we got 6 of these scatter cannons. These things are brutal. 6 of them, and all the ammo that's on board. I'll show a test firing of it shortly. You'll get to see what it does. 6 auto cannons. These are all from the same guy. The mods that I'm showing you, the weapons mods, are all done by one guy. They work in stable and development. So I got 6 of those. These shoot up to 1 kilometer, but they're most effective, 400 to 500 meters. Beyond that, they're kind of hard because they don't shoot very fast. They're kind of hard to hit the target. My favorite are these 8.8 centimeter artillery pieces. These things are massive. This gun goes all the way back to the back of the cockpit. That's how long it is. These are the mod includes an armor piercing or APCR version. That's what these are. These shoot up to 2 kilometers, so you can actually take out those missile ships from a distance without having to get through all those cruise missiles. So those are my favorite. And you obviously noticed the missile turret up here on top. That's a vanilla missile turret. If you don't like missile turrets and you prefer a Gatling turret, feel free to swap it out. What you probably didn't notice, hidden in here, is a missile launcher. So it's one of the reloadables. And one of the super cool things about this ship is that every item, every weapon is all connected via the conveyor system. You don't have to find, a little port over here somewhere and stick the ammo in manually. You can actually do it right from the cockpit. So let's go into some of the other features of the ship. I did go for a sort of realism thing here. You will have to play with thruster damage disabled. The thruster damage is bugged in the game anyway. Everybody knows that. Most people do play with it off. Most ships that are built, most people put the engines on the inside anyway, but what I do is, for a little bit of realism, is I make sure the engines are vented. So it's sort of real-lifey in that regard. It also allows you to, if there's damage, reach in and fix them, so you don't have to tear half your ship apart to fix stuff. I made this ship so that it's easy to fix, because it is going to get beat up pretty bad. You have these slots inside, which are vents. Vents for the engines, and basically allows you to reach in there and fix stuff that's broken. Yes, if you've figured this out yet, this is a hybrid thruster system. It uses both ion propulsion and hydrogen propulsion. You're saying, how does it do that? There's no way that a hydrogen tank fits in there. Well, it doesn't. I have 2 oxygen generators on board, and they provide just enough hydrogen to provide the thrust for the big engines. check out the back. Got a nice butt, huh? We got this big hydrogen thruster, which is fed directly. You can see anything that's yellow is usually do not break. In that case, that is a cargo container, I believe, back there. But right above that are gyros. So if you would actually break that cargo container, the gyros would fall. So if you're going to bust this thing apart, anything you see that's yellow, I'd advise you don't break it, because then it's probably going to knock a whole bunch of other stuff loose. This does have 4 programmable blocks and 4 timers on board. There's a spare timer and a spare programmable block if you want to add something extra to the ship. I kind of built that in. All the electronics and goodies, or at least most of the electronics and goodies, are in the center of the ship behind all this armor. And again, this is all heavy armor. It's a really heavy ship, but it's designed to survive long periods. There's hydrogen here, and then there's hydrogen back here that you can't see. But one thing I'm going to show you, for ease of maintenance, you see these green blocks next to these engines. If you break out, those are light armor green blocks. Anytime you see green blocks, it means you can break those out and get to the electronics. So what you would do is you would knock out these 2 big ion engines from the bottom, because there's a space on the bottom that you can knock them out. And then you can fly up inside here, break out the green blocks, and it gives you access to the computers, the timers, the gyros, the radar, antenna, and the remote. So all that stuff is back there underneath the cockpit. Really, if that gets damaged, you're in trouble anyway. So on to the good stuff. Yes, you can see I have text panels here. This is part of the LCD panel mod, which again I'll link in the description. You can see that I have them set up for this panel on the far left is for damage. So anything that gets damaged on the ship, it's an actual item, not an armor block or a conveyor. But any of the other systems on the ship that get damaged, the damage will show up on a display there. It's super convenient. You have uranium capacity, how much uranium's in the reactor, how much ice you have on board for your hydrogen, the amount of power the reactor's putting out right now. It is a large reactor, a single large reactor powering the ship. How much time you have on that reactor. Then over here you have the current power output, total power output of your system, including the batteries. How much the batteries are charged. In this case, they're fully charged. And the third bar is for how much power you have left time-wise of the batteries, or how much time it's going to take to recharge them. Then I have a compass mod installed. It's actually a script. It's not really a mod. But it's a script that allows you to, on a planetoid, have a compass with your heading, pitch, and roll. It's super convenient for finding like pirate bases and stuff. On the far left and far right are just duplicate panels in case one of them gets damaged. You can just really quickly, I'll show you how to do this. If say the front panel got damaged, you can just come over here, hit K, copy the public title, everything in the public title, which has all the code that tells it what to do. Come over here to this panel, hit K, and then just paste it in. So say you had to replace the panel, and of course it's going to lose all that code. You can just paste it back into the public title, and bingo, well, after you put the LCD in brackets. You can look at the mod description, and they'll tell you how to use the mods. But this is basically a lock and load. If you have the mods installed, you can just jump right in and fly this thing. Let me show you some of the stats. This is called Shadow Mirror, so you're going to see the word shadow in the inventories, and there's a reason for that. Almost 1,400 blocks. Now I built this thing entirely in survival. It is for survival. You could probably use it in multiplayer survival. It's untested there. But I placed these blocks one by hand. I did not use creative mode and duplication and all other stuff or blueprints. Did this all from scratch. Over 100 thrusters. And the current mass is 221, but I think fully loaded, I used a little bit of the fuel on board. It's usually 225 fully loaded. That includes 50% ice and all the weapons and everything loaded up. One of the super cool things about this, and one of the big selling points, is the automated inventory system. That's provided by Taladin's inventory modder. It's called TIM. You'll see the abbreviation TIM on these containers. Now, for the cockpit, it says do not place ammo here. Do not place ammo in the cockpit because there's a bug with Tim where it will crash the programming block and then you'll have to recompile the program. So just don't put any ammo here and you'll be good. But one of the super cool things about this ship and the automation that I have is that every single item, every weapon, your uranium, your reactors, everything gets automatically refueled when you connect to your base. So all you have to do is fly your ship to your base, connect to it, and as long as you have the stuff in storage, it will actually suck everything from your base and put it in this ship. So it'll reload the missiles, it'll reload the ammo, it'll reload the ice, it'll reload the uranium. You can see right now that I'm down a little bit on the ice because I was doing a little bit of testing. So normally it would keep 30,000 in here, but I'm down to 20, and I'll show you how by connecting to my base it automatically refills that. Same thing with the uranium. There's supposed to be 30 in here. Most of the weapons I have it set to 10 boxes of ammo. So you can change these numbers to anything you like. I just put 10 because I think it's enough. It's not too much, and you know, to where if you lose a gun, you're gonna lose a bunch of ammo. I have it set up so this will automatically load 50% capacity of ice. If you want to change that, you can actually change that in the cargo container, which is this one's ammo and loot. So that's the one that you would actually want to just put your ammo into. This one here, which says Tim Ice, change the value of this to automatically store more ice. That's all you have to do. Now with all the weapons, I have it set. Most of them are set to 10. Some of these are set to 12 because you know ammo's value is different depending on the weapon. Scatter cannon ammo is somewhat cheap, so I put a lot of it in here. The most expensive ammo is the artillery pieces. I have those set right now to actually install 20 each, and I only have 12 each. So when I attach to the base, it's going to pull in 20 each because I do have a bunch of ammo in storage. So that's the super cool thing about this ship is that if you have an automated repair bay with welders, you can drive this thing in, repair it, dock to your base. It'll just suck everything up and reload you, and literally 5 minutes you're out. You're back in battle again. So especially in a multiplayer or where you're trying to save your base, timing is vital, and that's one of the things that I've had a big problem with, you know, playing here alone, is when the pirates attack. It's nearly impossible to keep up with them. My ship gets damaged and I need more ammo, and I'm sitting there fumbling around my cargo and all that stuff, and it's just, you know, I wind up getting beat up pretty bad. So let me show you just really quick the acceleration for a 225,000 or 225,000 kilogram engine or ship. This is very maneuverable. 21 gyros, so you have plenty of maneuverability, lots of speed. This thing will climb like a beast. So you see I'm climbing. This is in 0.25 gravity, so I'm doing a pretty decent clip. I mean, that's no for being such a heavy ship, that's not bad at all. It's, you know, it's not the fastest ship in the world, but it'll certainly get you where you need to go, and it's got plenty of extra capacity in case you get in some trouble. Of course, the real deal here is the weapons. So let's just do a quick. The artillery doesn't do anything against the ground, so I'm not gonna. I will just go ahead and shoot it just to show you what it sounds like. Let's go ahead and use one of the zoom cameras. I'll aim at something anyway, but. So, yeah, it doesn't do anything to the ground, so nothing spectacular. I'll move on to the auto cannons, which are kind of cool. Again, doesn't do anything to the ground. Might do something to sights. Actually did some damage. There we go. You can see the lasers now. The laser sights. There you go. Much better when you can actually point at the stuff. Here are the scatter cannons. There's 6 of them in a sort of in a domino look. Yeah, you're gonna shred something with that. And then here's the standard Gatlings, which everyone knows what these are. And then the missile launchers, again, very effective. something very cool you're gonna see. Actually, look at you can look right up my hotkey number 2 where it says the missile launcher where it says 10. I'll fire a few rounds. It says 8. Now it says 10. Exactly what happens is that as I use my missiles, say I shoot 10, it's automatically going to pull 10 more from my cargo. Okay, now say that I've used all my missiles up in cargo, and I just shot the last of these. So here I am, I'm firing my last 10 missiles. Oh, I guess I can't do that because of the cargo. You see what happened? It actually pulled them from the turret. So I have this set up on a priority system where the missiles will, say you run out in your actual reloadable launcher, it'll pull them from the turret. Now the vanilla game does not do that. And the reason why I did this is if you need to fire, you need to fire. Your automated turret should take second place to what you're actually shooting and firing at. And also if your missile turret gets knocked out, you don't want missiles, you want to lose the least amount of missiles possible. And that's one of the reasons why I have it only store 10. If you lose that 10, it's not a big deal. You don't want all 40 in there because if you lose 40, you'd probably cry. One of the things I don't know if I mentioned is I have this set up so that you have 3 forward cameras. So this is the primary. Say that one gets blown out, you have another one which is just below that, and say that one gets blown out, you have a third one which is up on top where the missile turret is, and then you have one in the rear if you need to see what's coming up behind you without going in third person. So all the weapons will automatically reload themselves with that amount of ammo that you have set in there. And as soon as you hook up the base, and I'm going to do that right now, I'll fly in the base here, and I'll show you it's going to go ahead and automatically refill everything for me, so I don't have to even get out of the ship. If I can get down on it. It's supposed to go the other direction when I'm doing this. Any day now. Oh, I think that did it right there. Okay, so finally we're lined up. Okay, watch the display on the left here where it says uranium 28.4, ice 38.8. Those are going to top themselves off. Also, watch my missiles. So I have this cargo container set to load me up to 40. All these should load up to 10. So as soon as I switch over to my docking, which is hotkey 8, boom, watch the uranium and the ice. Boom. Okay. My ship is now fully reloaded. I've back up to 50% ice, full uranium. I have my reloaded missiles, 10 ammo and everything. Here's my 20 that I told you we'd have, and you can change this number if that's too many or not enough. Autocannon, 10. These are set to 12. So you can see everything in here just topped off. Now, if I was going back in the battle, look how fast I can just do that. I can just take off now. Boom. I'm going back into action. I didn't even have to get out of the ship. I mean, that is the level of cool automation that's going on here. And then you do need to have the TIM mod installed for that to work. If you don't have it installed, it's obviously not going to work. I'm not sure what would happen if you tried to load this ship into your world without all the mods. I'm just assuming the pieces would disappear. You can probably get around. You can probably use this ship with no mods. You just have to replace all the weapons with Gatling guns and rocket launchers. Of course, the LCDs and stuff wouldn't work, but again, that's not mandatory. You can enjoy it any way you like it. I built this specifically for me, but since I put so much work into it, and I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's very functional and very fun. It should get you into some serious battles and actually get you out of some hairy situations. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. So that's it for this mod update.